One thing I like to do, so you can see I got all these posts and headers up. I got this wall on the back side of the kitchen up. And then this all over here is like the master suite basically. And what I like to do is I like to lay out my bottom plates everywhere there'll be a wall. And this is, I designed this, so I do this because I can kind of get a feel for how everything lays and if there's going to be any issues. And I got that done and everything looks good. So now I'm going to start building all these walls. I don't know how much I'll get done today. I got to have some headers in here and whatnot, but I'm going to start with this wall here on the bedroom. And there's going to be a header coming across here and a header coming across here because those floor joists are coming across and that's too far of a span. So I decided to put headers across and then I'll cover them with barnwood and they'll be beams, basically beams in the dining room area. So I think it'll look pretty cool. So we're going to go in with that. I'll measure off that wall to the center of both of those and get my measurements for where those are, and then I'll transfer them onto this plate and we'll start building. All right, we got this wall all laid out, and this wall is going to be, let's see, 8, 16, 24, 32. It's about 34 feet long. So most boards have a crown. So I don't know if you can see this one kind of curves this way. I like to lay all the crowns the same way, and building them on the wall, I put crown up. And the reason for that is one, both your ends will sit on the floor so it's easier to nail in. And then if you keep them all the same way, it's consistent. And that crown will come out when you attach your finished wall to. It'll suck all those flat. So not really too worried about that, but we're gonna get all these nailed in. There's a couple spots. I gotta build a header here for the door. And I got to build these two posts right here that these headers will sit on. So I got to get those set too. Good thing to do before you lift your wall, especially one this long, is put a brace over your door openings. I'm going to put a brace across there because there's some splits in the bottom plate, and then I'm going to put one across here to help give it some rigidity when I lift it. So a couple more things to do, and then we're going to go ahead and lift it up. All right, so I got that one stood up. I had to do it in two pieces. It was just too heavy. But I'll just cut 14.5-inch pieces to patch that together. And then of course there'll be a top plate, but I just got it temporarily braced up. So now I'm gonna get it all squared up with my marks on the floor. All right, now that I got that wall in there, and I put a spacer on the floor there just to keep that square and level. And now I got to put these headers in from these posts over to this wall, and they'll sit in that pocket. So what I got to do is I got to make a post. So I'm going to use two 2x4s and a 1/2-inch piece of plywood. I'm going to laminate them, and then I'll get 3.5 inches both ways, and then I'll slide that whole thing into this little pocket right here. and then I'll nail it in from all three sides, and that'll be my post that supports this header. So I got to do one there and one right over here. Right there, that pocket, hopefully. Like so. And then I'll nail it all in. And that'll be a good strong post for that header. About my max, folks. Alright guys, I got one little tip here for you while I'm thinking about it. In your door openings, so like here, obviously there won't be a board there. I like to cut a board for the width that that's supposed to be, and I like to wedge it in there, and I leave it. Same thing with this over here, because it never fails. If you're not constantly paying attention, especially on concrete before you get it all fastened into the concrete, if that moves a ½ inch, it'll never fail. You'll go to put your door in, and it won't be nice and plumb. And it's a lot easier installing doors when your rough opening is already square and plumb. So just a tip, cut yourself some spacers, and then you can be assured that the width at the bottom will equal the width at the top, and you'll have a nice square opening. So got all these headers up here. Across here, that really stiffened this wall up, got the wall to the office up. But yeah, this really stiffened this all up in here. So this will be, right here there'll be a big table, and eventually I'm going to do built-ins along this wall here. And then that's obviously the open spot. When I put up a long wall like this, I like to start at one end and just slowly work my way, adding the walls that need to be added. And that'll subsequently square this wall up with all these other walls. So that's what I'm doing. I got 2 more closet walls right here to frame up. Hopefully I can get that done today. And then I should be able to pretty much wrap up the downstairs for the most part tomorrow. The only thing I won't be able to do is put that shower in unless I go get it, because it's a 1-piece shower. But yeah, it's going good. You guys ready? I'm ready. You gotta be prepared all the time. You gotta be faster, quicker, stronger, smarter. All right, I got most of the walls built in this area. I got a couple short ones down there, but I wanna, now that I got all the main long walls and everything done, I wanna go through and get all these locked in place. And what I'm going to use is these red head concrete anchors. They're 3.5 inch. And really all you need these to do is go down in the concrete far enough to keep your wall from moving side to side. So what I like to do is I put a stop on my drill. I also put some tape so I don't over drill. My radiant floor tubing is 5 inches down. I'm going to only be going about 2.5, 3 inches into the concrete, and that's plenty for this to go down in there and lock that wall in place. So I don't need to worry about my radiant floor tubing. Wherever a wall attaches at the side walls, I have it secured. It's all locked together with double plates up above, plus there's going to be floor joists above there. So it is going to be really sturdy up above. I just want to lock it down here, especially where there's door openings. I'll put one on each side of a door opening, just so the stress of opening and closing the door doesn't ever move that wall at the bottom. So let's get started. I'm going to start at this end of the house, and I'm just going to keep measuring, making sure everything's square as I lock this down. That's it. You don't need to crank on them, just until it starts dimpling the wood, and you're good to go. All right, so all the framing in the downstairs is done. In just a second I'll climb up and I'll kind of do a little quick tour, but these headers here, you can see that I have structural lags that go through the top of the post into the LVLs. I got those on both sides. Or what's all these floor joists to get up here, none of this is gonna move. I mean, it doesn't move really now, but that will really lock this all together. You can see here's where my header dies into this wall. What I did was I used two 2x4s and a 1/2 inch piece of plywood to get me 3.5, so I could have 3.5 inch bearing here, even though 6 feet away I got a post. Well, let's go ahead and climb up top and we'll take a look at everything. So right here we got the office, and then we got the bedroom master, goes into the bathroom. Goes into the bathroom there. Toilet room right here. The wife's gonna have a vanity there. There's a big walk-in shower with a window. My vanity's right here. There will be a pocket door going into the closet and laundry, which is a pretty big area. That's the laundry, wash and dryer will be over there. We'll have an island out here. This will be my wife's area, and then this little closet will be mine. I had to put this LVL across here because I wanted to use 9.5 inch I-joists, and I couldn't make the span from there to there with 9.5s on 16 inch centers. So I just added this header here, which actually will end up being really nice to kind of define my area of the closet. And then this out here will be the kitchen. We'll have a big island out here, sit-up island, cabinets all the way along here. Dining area there, that's all open vault. There'll be a railing across here. Stairs come up. And then we got the mud room where you come in, and a bathroom. And that door to that storage area above the garage will be there. It's actually gonna end up being a usable space when I'm done, but it'll be pretty nice. So if there's anything that I didn't show you specifically, I learn by seeing or observing. So if there's anything you want to see, just hit me up in the comments and I'll try to film it and then put it on the next show. It always is helpful when you can see something. I try to show you a lot of the stuff so you can see how it's done. But I appreciate you guys watching. All my steel came for the inside of the garage, my garage door, so that'll all be coming up. And I'm gonna get putting floor joists up here and getting that done, so that's pretty cool. I got double top plates everywhere on all these walls that run left to right here. They're gonna be load bearing. And so the whole thing's got top plates, but I overlap my top plates to kind of help strengthen these walls. So you can see that one overlaps there, goes across the short wall and overlaps that wall, and kind of ties all that together. All right guys, that's pretty much all of the downstairs framing. I decided, when I put this shower in, this one-piece shower downstairs bathroom, I decided I was going to do a separate show just for that, because that's the first time I've put one on a concrete floor, and a couple challenges came up that I wanted to share with you guys. So I'm going to do a show just on that shower install, and then I also got floor joists and subfloor coming, and stairs, and then we'll get into the upstairs framing. If there's anything I didn't cover in framing downstairs, leave your request in the comments and I'll cover it when I get upstairs. So if you want to see how doors are framed with headers, if you want to see anything like that, just let me know and I'll cover that when I frame the upstairs. But I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you on the next show.